Hollywood isn't all about gowns and red carpets. It's also about DNA testing, secret children, and plot twists that even Netflix wouldn't dare script. From billionaires screaming, "Not Dad," oh, it is to A-listers hiding their kids like CIA agents. These astonishing stories will make you gasp, laugh, and maybe cry. Buckle up, grab your popcorn. The behind-the-scenes drama is wilder than any movie. Some people mark, "Do not visit." Others write letters saying, "Dad, it's me." Unfiltered, truly. American Scandal. Number 1. Eric Lee Preminger, the director's secret son. Imagine being 17 and finding out your whole life has been one long case of mistaken identity. That was Eric Lee Preminger's reality. For years, he believed actor Alexander Kirkland, his mother's husband at the time, was his dad. Then came the bombshell, nope, his real father was none other than legendary Hollywood filmmaker Otto Preminger. Talk about a plot twist worthy of the big screen. The discovery wasn't some casual chat either. Eric's mom, Gypsy Rose Lee, finally came clean, but only after making him swear he'd never contact Otto. And here's the kicker, Otto actually knew about Eric all along. Back in 1944, he was aware Gypsy had given birth to his child, but just 4 years later, she married Spanish artist Julio de Diego, effectively writing Otto out of the script. For Eric, it was like finding out the director had cut the best scene from the movie of his life. One minute he's living as Kirkland's kid, the next he's grappling with the legacy of a powerhouse filmmaker. No DNA tests, no daytime TV reveal, just a teenage boy realizing he's been living in Hollywood's longest-running cover-up. In true dramatic fashion, Eric embraced his new identity, but the unanswered question lingers: what kind of father would Otto have been if he hadn't been edited out of the story? Number 2. Henry Driver, the mystery baby of Hollywood. In 2008, actress Minnie Driver shocked fans when she welcomed a baby boy, Henry. But instead of a proud red carpet reveal, she chose Hollywood's favorite game, Guess the Baby Daddy. Reporters scrambled tabloids, spun wild theories, and Minnie, she kept her lips sealed tighter than an Oscar winner's NDA. Rewind a few years, and Minnie had been engaged to actor Josh Brolin, their romance looking like a happily ever after. Spoiler, it wasn't. By the time Henry arrived, Brolin was long gone, leaving the media desperate to know who the mystery pet was. The spotlight quickly shifted to TV producer Timothy J. Leah, best known for CSI New York and Law & Order. He was the last guy Minnie had been linked to before Henry's grand entrance. But here's where it gets juicy. Minnie never confirmed anything. Not once. No interviews, no tell-alls, no DNA drama splashed across daytime TV. When pressed, she simply said, "I knew I would be raising my son alone. I went into it knowingly." Translation: case closed, folks. So to this day, the paternity of Henry Driver remains one of Hollywood's juiciest unsolved mysteries. Forget crime dramas, this one's got all the suspense, but with no season finale in sight. Number 3. Judy Louis Clark Gable's secret daughter. Judy Louis lived through the ultimate Hollywood cliffhanger. She was the daughter of screen legend Clark Gable and actress Loretta Young, but nobody bothered to tell her. Growing up, Judy thought she was simply Loretta's adopted child. Meanwhile, gossip swirled. Doesn't she look just a little too much like Rhett Butler? The plot thickened when at 15, Gable himself casually showed up at Loretta's house. Imagine meeting your dad for the first time and not even realizing it's your dad. Awkward doesn't begin to cover it. The real bombshell dropped years later on her wedding day. Judy overheard whispers that she was actually Gable's daughter. Talk about vows with a plot twist. At 31, she confronted Loretta, who finally admitted the truth decades late. Loretta's posthumous memoir, Uncommon Knowledge, sealed the scandal once and for all. Judy grew up carrying a secret everyone seemed to know, but yet she still carved out her own legacy, leaving behind a daughter and 2 grandsons. Forget telenovelas, this was Hollywood unscripted. Number 4. William Luca Costa Marsden. James Marsden's hidden plot twist. James Marsden, the Hollywood nice guy with the megawatt smile, wasn't just juggling rom-com roles. He was juggling real-life drama too. For 11 years, his marriage looked rock solid, 2 kids, picture-perfect family photos, the whole American dream. Then, in true movie fashion, bam, divorce. Suddenly, the leading man was single again. Enter Rose Costa, a stunning Brazilian model who could have walked straight out of a glossy magazine spread. Their fling was fast, fiery, and then came the twist no one saw coming: pregnancy. Marsden, usually so squeaky clean, decided to keep the news locked down like a Marvel script. But Hollywood has no patience for secrets, and soon the buzz exploded. Yep, the X-Men star was about to have another child. When William Luca Costa Marsden arrived, the secret was out, and James had to swap his superhero cape for dad duties once more. Instead of running from the spotlight, he and Costa stepped up, choosing to co-parent with surprising grace. Turns out, even in Scandal, Marsden still manages to look like the good guy. Number 5. Delilah Stewart, Hollywood's most mysterious love child. What do you get when you mix a Hollywood bad boy and rock royalty's daughter, a secret love story straight out of the tabloids? Benicio del Toro, yes, the brooding Oscar winner, and Kimberly Stewart, daughter of rocker Rod Stewart, had a fling so low-key it made ninjas look noisy. The result, a daughter, Delilah, born into one of the most puzzling family dynamics in Tinseltown. Here's the kicker. Benicio and Kimberly were never officially a couple. In fact, they've never even been photographed together in public seriously, not once. It's like they signed a pact to pretend the other didn't exist, except when it came to their little girl. The only times they're spotted in the same frame, when Delilah's right there making co-parenting look like the ultimate secret mission. To add extra spice, Kimberly was freshly engaged to rocker Cisco Adler, right before this undercover romance. Cue the rumors, the whispers, the wait. What moments? Eventually, Benicio's rep had to confirm paternity, turning the gossip into hard fact. Now Delilah's existence is no longer a rumor, but the family remains Hollywood's greatest disappearing act. Forget paparazzi chases, this trio redefines stealth mode. Number 6, Brandon Howard, Michael Jackson's alleged secret son. Only in Hollywood can a paternity test become breaking news years after the king of pop has passed away. Enter Brandon Howard, a singer who suddenly found himself in the middle of a tabloid storm when whispers started flying that he might actually be Michael Jackson's secret son. The math: his mother, singer Mickey Howard, was once managed by Joe Jackson, Michael's father. The gossip mill went into overdrive. Then came the big reveal. In 2014, TMZ breathlessly reported that a DNA test showed a 99.9999% match between Brandon and Michael. Cue the collective gasp, the moonwalk memes and conspiracy theories worthy of a Netflix docuseries. But here's where it gets even wilder. Brandon never actually claimed to be MJ's son, nor did he ask for a dime of that rumored $7 billion estate. He shrugged off the circus, saying, "I've never said I'm Michael's kid, and I don't want anything." Still, the resemblance, his look, his moves, even the voice was enough to keep the rumor alive. Fans started calling him B. Howard, as if the initials stood for Billie Jean, wasn't lying. Number 7. Joseph Baena, the Terminator's secret son. In true Hollywood fashion, Arnold Schwarzenegger's most shocking role wasn't on the big screen, it was behind closed doors. For over a decade, the action star turned politician carried a blockbuster-sized secret. He had a son with the family's longtime housekeeper, Mildred Baena. While Arnold was busy being governor of California and the face of the Terminator franchise, this plot twist was quietly growing up under the same roof. Here's the kicker: Arnold himself didn't realize Joseph was his child until the boy was around 8 years old. Talk about a delayed script note. When the truth finally came out during a couple's therapy session with then-wife Maria Shriver, the revelation hit Hollywood like an exploding helicopter in one of his movies. The scandal could have terminated his career, but instead, it gave the world Joseph Baena, a young man who's practically Arnold 2.0. Same jawline, same biceps, and yes, the same love for pumping iron. These days, Joseph is carving out his own path as an actor and bodybuilder, proudly carrying the Schwarzenegger DNA. Sure, the affair ended Arnold's marriage, but it also revealed a softer side of the tough guy. Despite the messy reveal, he's built a close bond with Joseph. It's a reminder that in Hollywood, the real drama isn't on screen, it's at home. Number 8. Giovanni Jackson, the Jackson family's hidden chapter. Think your family's complicated? Try being the secret daughter of Joe Jackson, the famously strict patriarch of the Jackson dynasty. Giovanni Jackson, yes. Michael Jackson's half-sister was born out of Joe's 25-year affair with Cheryl Terrell. If that doesn't sound like a soap opera, wait for the twist. The Jackson family wanted nothing to do with her. While the world was busy moonwalking to Michael's hits, Giovanni was growing up on the outside, facing cold stares, bullying, and rejection. She wasn't invited to the family spotlight. No Neverland sleepovers, no matching glitter gloves, just a constant reminder that she wasn't part of the official lineup. And yet through all the drama, one person stood by her: Joe himself. To his credit, he tried to integrate her into the family. But let's be honest, if the Jackson clan couldn't even agree on tour dates, welcoming a secret sibling was never going to be smooth. Now in her 40s, Giovanni has spoken openly about the pain of being shut out by the siblings she longed to know. It's the kind of family feud money, fame, and hit records can't fix. Hollywood might run on scandal, but for Giovanni, the hardest part wasn't the headlines. It was never truly being accepted by the people who shared her blood. Number 9. Angel Iris Murphy Brown, Eddie Murphy's Spice Girl surprise. When a Hollywood comedy king collides with a pop icon, you just know the drama's going to be box office gold. Back in 2006, Eddie Murphy, fresh off his divorce, started dating Spice Girl Mel B. The romance was hot fast and fizzled out just as quickly. But here's the shocking twist: Mel B announced she was pregnant, and Eddie pulled a line straight out of a daytime talk show. "I don't know whose child that is until there's a blood test." Ouch. The media went wild, the court battle got messy, and the world waited for the DNA test like it was the season finale of a soap opera. Finally, the results were in: Eddie Murphy, you are the father. And just like that, Angel Iris Murphy Brown was officially Hollywood royalty, born on Eddie's birthday no less. Talk about timing. But the story didn't end with the big reveal. A judge ordered Eddie to pay a jaw-dropping £35,000 a month in child support until Angel turned 18. That's not just diapers and formula money, that's private school designer shoes and maybe a pony or two. Number 10. Xander Dane Jones, January Jones's Hollywood mystery baby. In 2011, Mad Men star January Jones shocked Tinseltown when she strutted onto the red carpet with a baby bump and no baby daddy in sight. 9 months later, she welcomed her son Xander Dane Jones and immediately set off one of Hollywood's juiciest guessing games. Who's the Father, January, known for playing icy glamorous Betty Draper, suddenly had the entire press corps chasing after her real-life soap opera. The Suspects. Oh, just a lineup of A-listers: Jason Sudeikis, Ashton Kutcher, even singer Josh Groban made the rumor mill. It was like an episode of Maury, but with way better wardrobes. When pressed by the Edit magazine, January coolly shut it all down. I knew I would be raising my son alone. I was prepared mentally, and I was excited about it. Translation: keep guessing, paparazzi, you're not getting the scoop. Over the years, she's doubled down on her vow of secrecy. Her plan: to tell Xander the truth herself when he's ready. No tabloids, no Google searches, just mom setting the record straight. Until then, Hollywood's still in the dark. Number 11. Lila Aranya Wilson. Owen Wilson's vanishing act. Owen Wilson may be the king of quirky rom-coms, but when it comes to his youngest daughter, the story plays out more like a courtroom drama with a twist of dark comedy. In October 2018, Varuni Vongsvirates gave birth to a baby girl, Lila Aranya Wilson. Sweet, right? Well, here's the plot twist. Owen checked the box for no visitation in court documents. That's right. He literally filed paperwork saying, "No thanks, I'm good." Insiders spilled that Owen was told about the pregnancy just 4 weeks in, but he wanted nothing to do with it. After demanding a paternity test because this is Hollywood, and DNA tests are practically a genre, the results came back clear. Owen was in fact Lila's father. Still, instead of a proud dad moment, he doubled down, keeping his distance like it was part of his contract. Meanwhile, Varuni claims Owen has never met Lila. The little girl, however, is the spitting image of her famous dad, blonde hair, and all basically a tiny wedding crasher waiting for her cameo. It's the ultimate Hollywood irony. Owen Wilson beloved for playing the goofy, lovable guy who always gets the girl, choosing to ghost his own daughter. Life, as it turns out, doesn't always follow the script. Number 12. Sophia Jude Law's surprise baby. In 2009, Hollywood's charming Brit Jude Law found himself in a real-life drama that even Sherlock Holmes couldn't solve. While filming the blockbuster in New York, Jude had a fling with model and former Hooters waitress Samantha Burke. Months later, the shocking headline dropped: Burke was pregnant with Jude's baby. Suddenly, the suave ladies' man had a brand new role dad again. At first, Jude wasn't convinced. He asked for a paternity test, because this wasn't his first tabloid rodeo. But when the results came back, the verdict was clear: he was the father of a baby girl named Sophia. The news spread like wildfire, cementing Sophia as Hollywood's latest love child. Here's where it gets bittersweet. Jude met Sophia for the first time when she was already 5 months old. Since then, reports suggest their relationship is distant. Some even say he only sees her once a year. Sophia, meanwhile, is growing up looking like her father's mini-me, which makes the situation all the more impossible to ignore. Number 13. Allegra Houston, A Tale of Two Fathers. Allegra Houston's life story reads like a novel with one too many plot twists. Born in 1964, she entered the world under a cloud of confusion. Her mother, ballerina Enrica Soma, then estranged from legendary director John Huston, had a secret affair with British aristocrat John Julius Norwich. The result, baby Allegra, whose very existence was Hollywood's best-kept secret. Tragedy struck just 5 years later, when Enrica died in a car accident. Enter John Huston, who stepped in and raised Allegra as his own, despite knowing she wasn't biologically his. Forget Oscars, this was a real-life performance of unconditional love. Huston brought her into his eclectic world, alongside his other children, making sure she never felt like the odd one out. As Allegra grew older, she discovered the truth: she actually had two fathers, one by birth, one by choice. It was the kind of revelation that could send anyone into an identity crisis. But Allegra handled it with grace. In her memoir, Love Child, she unpacked the complexity of belonging to two families, two cultures, and two very different legacies. Number 14, Naveen Andrews, Lost and Found Fatherhood. Talk about a plot twist straight out of Lost. Naveen Andrews, the brooding star who played Saeed on the hit series, found himself in a very different kind of drama in 2006. During a brief break from his long-term relationship with actress Barbara Hershey, who by the way was 20 years his senior, Naveen had a fling that ended in a baby boy, Joshua Eustace. When the news broke, it felt like an episode fans hadn't signed up for. One minute Naveen was the devoted partner to Hershey, the next he was releasing a public statement confirming he was the father of a newborn with another woman. Talk about a mid-season twist. To make things even juicier, Naveen and Barbara patched things up after the baby bombshell. Yes, the couple who split over an affair with a math teacher when he was a teenager and already had a son named Jamil decided to weather another storm together. That's not just romance, that's Hollywood endurance training. Despite the scandal, Naveen promised to take appropriate responsibility for Joshua, proving he wasn't about to go full deadbeat dad. Still, fans couldn't help but marvel at how an actor known for surviving island mysteries was now navigating the even trickier puzzle of fatherhood. Number 15. Liv Tyler, the rock star reveal. Liv Tyler grew up thinking she had the perfect dad, musician Todd Rundgren, who lovingly stepped into the role and raised her as his own. But Hollywood doesn't do simple family stories, it does shocking plot twists. When Liv was 8, she attended an Aerosmith concert and spotted a girl in the wings who looked exactly like her. That girl was Mia Tyler, and her father was Steven Tyler. Suddenly, Liv wasn't just a fan in the crowd, she was staring at her biological twin. The resemblance was undeniable, and the whispers started flying. Eventually, her mom model Bebe Buell confessed the truth: Steven Tyler, the wild-haired Aerosmith frontman, was her real dad. Imagine finding out your father isn't the man tucking you in at night, but the guy screaming "Dream On" into a mic in leather pants. Liv handled it with grace, saying later, "I guess I kind of have two dads." Only in Hollywood can your family tree look like a rock tour lineup. Today, Liv is a successful actress, proud of her blended family and close with Steven. But her childhood reveal remains one of Tinseltown's most jaw-dropping. Proving sometimes DNA tests aren't needed, you just have to look in the mirror or across the stage. Number 16, Dina DiCioli, Chuck Norris's surprise daughter. Chuck Norris might be the toughest guy in Hollywood, but even he couldn't karate chop his way out of this family plot twist. Back in 1963, while married to his first wife, Chuck had an affair with a woman named Johanna. The result? A baby girl, Dina DiCioli. Here's the twist: Chuck had no idea she even existed. Fast forward to 1991, and Chuck gets a letter in the mail that would hit harder than any roundhouse kick. In it, Dina revealed she was told he was her father. She wasn't asking for money or fame, she just wanted him to know she existed. Cue the dramatic music. Chuck agreed to meet, probably bracing himself for DNA drama. But the second he saw her, he claims he knew. Forget lab tests, this was pure fatherly instinct. He wrapped Dina in a hug and accepted her immediately. Talk about a Hollywood ending with actual heart. For a man known for action movies, this twist was real-life drama at its finest. Dina didn't just gain a dad, she gained a legend. And Chuck. He proved that even the strongest man in the world can be floored by 4 simple words: Dad. I'm Your Daughter. Number 17. Royalty Brown, Chris Brown's mini superstar. In 2015, the world discovered Chris Brown had a brand new hit. Not a song, but a secret daughter named Royalty. The bombshell dropped when reports revealed that the R&B bad boy had fathered a child with model Nia Guzman, while still in a rocky relationship with then-girlfriend Karrueche Tran. Let's just say when Karrueche found out, it was less forever and more boy bye. At first, Chris tried to keep things low-key, but Royalty's arrival turned his world upside down. Suddenly, the guy famous for club anthems and controversy was singing lullabies and posting bedtime selfies. He even named his 6th studio album Royalty after her, proving this little girl wasn't just another headline, she was his muse. Of course, no Hollywood story is complete without courtroom drama. Chris and Nia battled it out over custody and child support, with Guzman pushing for full custody. A judge said no, and Chris secured his role as co-parent. Number 18. Abby Harris, a daughter discovered at 52. Imagine waking up at 52 years old and finding out your dad is one of Britain's most beloved comedy legends. That's exactly what happened to Abby Harris, who grew up never knowing her real father was Only Fools and Horses star Sir David Jason. Talk about a late plot twist. This wasn't just a family secret. It was practically a hidden season finale. For decades, Jason lived his life as the nation's favorite TV funny man, completely unaware he had another daughter. Abby, meanwhile, pursued her own career in the arts, never suspecting she shared DNA with Del Boy himself. Then came the bombshell revelation, and suddenly the family tree needed a serious rewrite. To Jason's credit, once the shock wore off, he didn't brush it under the carpet. Instead, he and his family welcomed Abby and her son Charlie into the fold. From secret daughter to Sunday lunches, the transition was surprisingly smooth, proving sometimes real life can be kinder than the sitcoms. Still, the irony is pure gold. A man who made his career on comedic timing discovers a daughter half a century late. Only in showbiz can fatherhood arrive with such a dramatic, yet oddly heartwarming punchline. Number 19. Tabitha Xiaoxi Grant, Hugh Grant's surprise delivery. Hugh Grant built his career playing charming, bumbling Brits who stumble into romance, but in 2011, life gave him a plot twist even Notting Hill couldn't script. That September, Grant became a father for the first time when Tinglan Hong, a Chinese actress and receptionist, gave birth to their daughter Tabitha Xiaoxi Grant. Sounds sweet, right? Except Hugh wasn't exactly pacing the hospital halls with flowers and cigars. Thanks to a media frenzy, Hong's pregnancy became a circus, with paparazzi stalking her every move. To avoid the chaos, Grant skipped Tabitha's actual birth. He later admitted he was terrified staff might leak the news for a payday. Instead, he risked a stealth hospital visit the very next day, Hollywood's version of a secret mission. The story didn't end there. Grant and Hong's relationship was rocky at best, more complicated situationship than fairy tale love story. Still, Hugh insisted he wanted to be present in Tabitha's life, even while juggling his bachelor lifestyle and other children with other women. Number 20. Scott Eastwood, Dirty Harry's hidden heir. Clint Eastwood has played more cowboys and tough guys than we can count. But his biggest twist wasn't on screen, it was in the nursery. Enter Scott Eastwood, born in the mid-'80s after Clint's fling with flight attendant Jocelyn Reeves. At the time, Clint was living with actress Sandra Locke, which makes this scandal pure Hollywood gold. For years, Scott lived under the radar, going by his mom's last name, Reeves, while his dad stayed silent. No fancy premieres, no Meet My Famous Father moments. He wasn't cruising private jets with Hollywood royalty. He was flying economy like the rest of us. Imagine sitting in coach knowing your dad is Clint freakin' Eastwood. It wasn't until 2002 that Clint finally acknowledged Scott as one of his 7 children by 5 different women. By then, Scott was already a young man looking so much like his dad. It was almost comical, same jawline, same squint. Practically a Dirty Harry reboot waiting to happen. These days, Scott has stepped into Hollywood himself, acting in blockbusters and proving he inherited more than just Clint's steely stare. From Secret Son to Rising Star, Scott's story is proof that in Tinseltown, sometimes the biggest plot twist is finding out who your father really is. Number 21. Krishna Thea Lakshmi Del, Padma's paternity plot twist. Padma Lakshmi, the stunning model and Top Chef host, is used to keeping audiences guessing. But in 2010, she served up her juiciest surprise, yet a baby girl named Krishna. The catch: nobody knew who the father was, and Padma wasn't talking. Cue the tabloids turning her pregnancy into a full-blown whodunit, complete with wild speculation and paparazzi on her doorstep. For months, the mystery brewed. Padma had been linked to billionaire Teddy Forstman and venture capitalist Adam Dell, brother of the tech mogul. Fans and reporters wanted answers, but Padma kept the recipe secret, at least for a while.